Story flow. The story flow is a really simple way to transition from sketching into storyboarding. So a story flow is just an individual participant's ideal kind of linear flow through the prototype, and will help them kind of organize their thoughts, because a lot of times your participants have never thought about storyboards before, and especially if they're non-linear and like branching and things. So we're really going to simplify it. Just say, all right, you're going to pick an opening scene and then like a final scene, and then how do they get from that opening scene to the final scene? They kind of fill in the steps using the winning prototype as impetus, because we don't want to deviate from those initial ideas. We just want to think about, well, what is the flow? What's left out on that prototype that we might have to have? Do they need to log in? Do they need to click on an email or an Instagram post to get here? So that we can kind of create a simulation that's not, so that the tester can do a little role playing and it's not so foreign or strange. So let's take a quick look. So I'm going to go ahead and open this meeting. And first thing we want to do is add a new activity, and we're going to select story flow. And here's the story flow. And we can just use the defaults here. You can rename them, especially if it's going to help your participants follow along. And we add the activity, and we get our warning that we're looking at an activity that the participants aren't seeing. So I'm going to go ahead and click that to sync up the participant dropdown. Of course, we could select it in the dropdown, but it's much easier to click there. And let's go ahead and look at our facilitator view. We can, the participant view. We can click this link here to copy that. And then we're going to jump over to that view, and we can see here that we have the opening scene. So they might say an Instagram ad or a Google search. Those are two of my favorites. And then maybe there's a landing page, and then there's the product details page, the checkout page, the thank you page, and then then at home with product. That's a kind of a simple kind of shopping flow kind of experience we might try to simulate with the prototype. And you'll notice here on the facilitator view that Douglas is finished. He's added his flow, and you'll be able to see the status of the other participants and help them along if they're struggling. But we're just kind of walking through and showing you the basics here. So just testing with one user. I'm going to hit start voting. And when I do, the participant will now see a grid of all the flows. So, imagine below this, there's multiple, one per participant. And I'm just going to look through and go, well, this is the flow I like best. It happens to be mine, but that's the only one. So I click on that and then review results. And we'll see here a list of all the flows with any that got voted, and there'll be a dot per vote. And then we can click the decider vote and select our decider. And when we do, now the decider will be able to pick the flow that is the actual winner. Again, they'll see a row per participant, and they can click the one they like. And they can see the status of the votes, but they can deviate from the votes because they're the decider, and they might have some knowledge or understanding around how this project needs to go, and so they will shape it accordingly. And so then the facilitator can click review results, and then we'll see only the winning flow. So again, if we had multiples, all those others will be in the archived column, and along with the individual votes they got. But here we have the super voted, the winner. We can download everything. It'll be all the rows, and then there's columns indicating if they got a vote and or a super vote. You can print screen, which will be just a printing PDF of this screen. And as always, there are activity menu here of all the settings and tools that you can use. And I wanted to just show you send results to LiveScribe so you can see what copy results will do. And let me just flip over to the LiveScribe, and we will see what surfaced. And here we are, story flow, Instagram ad, Google search, landing page, product details. So here's the winning flow, which can again be really handy to look at our live scribe. We've got our heat mapping from our sketches. We've got our story flow, everything we need to make our storyboard. Well, that was our story flow. Thanks for listening. Talk to you soon.